Madden. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So time to see Derek Carr and this Raiders offense operate. 6-7 right now. Lost last week to Kansas City. In that game, Derek Carr, touchdown, 2 interceptions. Threw the ball 42 times, 24 completions, Charles.
Yeah, they were held scoreless till the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, they've really struggled at times to get points on the board. They did try and make it interesting, though, right? Had a 15-point flurry there, recovered an onside kick, but it didn't last and ended up losing to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 5 catches, 75 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
2nd and just 1. Defense showing blitz. The first carry now for Marshawn Lynch. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that 3rd down, keeping the play, not the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. Threw the little dump off to his back, and nice effort picking up the first down, though, and you're right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
First down, the run with Lynch. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now after the play, it's Marshawn Lynch who appears to have been shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Carr going to throw. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Fresh set of downs here. The first carry for DeAndre Washington. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Staying on the ground with Washington. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
What I've always liked about Michael Crabtree has been one word: strength. Strength in route running, strength in body, strength of hands. If that ball gets near him, it's hard to get it away from him, hard to dislodge it. And I think that's why he's starting to have more and more success in the NFL. If he's even close to being open, he comes down with the football.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Six-year man Marquette King on to punt. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Dak Prescott bringing out the Dallas Cowboys offense, coming off a victory last week where they pulled away from the Giants. And my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, called that game. So what did you see from Dak?
Well, we saw excellent statistics. Threw for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns, 20 of 30 throwing the ball. But for me, it was much more of seeing this young man continue to ascend as a quarterback. Reading defenses, getting them into the right plays, looking defenders off and coming back to the open man on the other side of the field, scrambling to buy time for passes downfield. The overall presence of Dak Prescott suggests that he's well on his way to being an elite quarterback.
And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Prescott now. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A Dallas first down. Prescott hook it up with Beasley.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. From the red zone now, Prescott. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Marquell Lee in there to bring him down, and it'll be a play to remember for that young man. The first sack of his NFL career. A second down throw for Prescott. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And now it's third down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Third and long for Prescott. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
They'll start the drive with Washington. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. If they want to try that again, go play action and hit them over the top.
On 2nd down, Washington. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Not something you see a whole lot of, a sack of Derek Carr, and due in large part to a good O-line. Carr was sacked on less than 3% of his dropbacks last year, lowest in the league.
Oakland knew it was important to take care of their quarterback. They picked up Donald Penn, Kelechi Osemele, and Rodney Hudson in recent years, and it's paid off.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is fielded at the 7. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And he's brought down after a good gain. A gain of 32 that time. To go here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, we'll send you to Orlando and Larry Ridley as he'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. But no touchdown. These guys need to give Larry some touchdowns to talk about.
Things are too easy for him right now back in the studio. Come on, guys. Help the man out. Give him something to talk about.
Play clock winding down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. A good pickup there at 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll run it now out of the gun. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They run again with Morris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Alfred Morris, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Here's Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
They go with Washington to begin the drive. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Shotgun now for Carr. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Carr on the give, it's Washington. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Carr now on 1st down. And Cook has it, left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, a 22. To throw his Carr. Walford's got it, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over and spotted the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley.
All right, Brandon, we'll see if I can get through this without being skipped as we welcome you to our EA Sports halftime report. The Raiders trail at home at halftime. The Cowboys will want to come out after the half and really put the pressure on from the start. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, Dak's throw into the hands of his veteran tight end, Jason Witten. And he'll end up at their own 35-yard line before being tackled. But they end up coming away with just 3 on the drive. First and 10, Morris is going to stay up the middle. He'll go in from 14 yards out as they take a 16-0 lead. Bailey's going to kick it away. The kickoff starts out at the 50. Cowboys push the lead to 17. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Prescott now on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bryant. They give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
First down, Prescott. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The play clock's running down. Second down, Prescott. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Terrence Williams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And the lead is now 24. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Now a hit and a loose football. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, But now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
Why we saw that field goal try a moment ago, I'll never understand. But as a result, this offense, they've got to be pumped. 1st and 10 in striking position already. Prescott from the gun. And Bryant's got it over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Time running out here on the play clock. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Second down, just 1 yard to go. They run with Morris. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Alfred Morris, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. They'll need to get the play off quickly. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So out come the Raiders. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it's 2nd down. Well, that gives us a chance to take a step back and look at last week in the NFL. We had 2 teams clinch playoff spots officially, Charles. The Eagles and the Steelers are in.
How about that? We always talk about December being playoff time, right? The drive. And the Eagles and the Steelers both know that they're in the tournament, as the players like to call it. The Eagles as NFC East champions, although they did lose their quarterback, Carson Wentz, in the big win over the Rams.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Carr going to try and throw on third down. And he finds Cook. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's real.
He's got daylight. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. DeAndre Washington, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Point after here coming up. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Getting ready to go again here, Alfred Morris trots back onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now it's Morris. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
To throw is Prescott. Shedding through the defense. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. On third down, it's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. Dak finding his tight end Witten, and the Cowboys have a first down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. East Bay. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing. Prescott. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. From the 2-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. Play clock winding down. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know. Defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Prescott to throw it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Bryce Butler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
From the gun now on 3rd down. Carr looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Morris. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Accelerating, and off he goes. Past the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No.
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Extra point try by Bailey. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Bailey now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play
and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well, but message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Second down now after the pass completion. Carr. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Oakland.